Yo, what's good? What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a great day. It's Neff. I'm going to be going through the Havoc DH buffs in 9.2.5. But before we get into that, I do want to shout out my Discord. We're almost at 700 members. Want to meet some cool people? You want to talk about DH? You need to ask me any questions? If you're interested in that, there's a link in the description. I'm also doing a giveaway at 1,000 members. So that should be coming up pretty soon. Not exactly sure what I'll be giving away, but it will be something with the WoW endgame store. But yeah, if that's something you're interested in, link in the description. It's also where you can get my UI. My UI is available for Twitch subs, so if you're interested in that, there's a link in the description to my Twitch. To actually get my UI, you sub to me on Twitch, you join my Discord, link your Discord account with your Twitch account, and then you'll have access to hidden channels for subs. And one more thing, only about 15% of people that watch these videos are actually subs, so if you're watching this and you're not subbed, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that sub button. It's free. And it takes like 2 seconds. If you're here and you watch my videos, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that sub button. Anyways, we're gonna get into this video now. So if you didn't know, a couple days ago, Blizzard made a blue post talking about class tuning and some PvP adjustments, but we're not gonna really talk about that. We're focused on the class tuning. So here we have the blue post pulled up. The first thing is classes. All classes now generate more threat when in a tank spec. This doesn't really affect Vengeance. Vengeance already has really good threat generation, you know, with Immolation Aura, Infernal Strike, Spirit Bomb, everything like that. And Havoc has even better threat generation. You know, when you I-beam and you just do no damage with your I-beam and then you generate a bunch of threat though, I guess because the mobs get pissed at you for doing no damage, your 30-second cooldown, and really, you know, your only AoE ability. I guess technically this is a buff for Havoc, so I guess the tanks could keep aggro off of our I-beam that does no damage. By the way, if I didn't say that already, I-beam does no damage. So the next thing, we'll look at the spec specific buffs. Here we have Hunter, Beast Map. This is Hunter. This isn't Demon Hunter, this is Hunter. Let me just find the Demon Hunter buffs real quick for you guys. Oh, wait, there actually is a Demon Hunter buff because of cross faction now. For the low price of $30 or whatever your local currency is, we got a 10 DPS increase. If we pay $30 to transfer to Night Elf and play Night Elf Demon Hunter, we get a 10 DPS increase. But in all seriousness, there was really no Demon Hunter buffs. I don't know if you noticed that yet, which there definitely should have been, because if we take a look at the simulation craft, we can see that almost every class in the game has a DPS spec above our sim. So the only reason we do relative damage in this raid is because of boss design, and it's not because our class is good. You know, technically speaking, we are, you know, well below average. I think the only classes that are below us is Hunter and Monk, which Monk has received multiple buffs, and Survival Hunter is just, you know, super OP when it comes to burst windows and when it comes to, you know, AoE situations. But Demon Hunter is just in a really weird spot to where it's just not good at anything. So there definitely needs to be some type of buff or some type of change to the class, and hopefully we'll get it soon. But it seems like we don't have a class designer at this point. And if we do, they don't really know what they're doing. No offense, but that's just what it seems like to me. So my suggestion to make Demon Hunter better would be one of two things, maybe both, but if you do both, it might be a little OP. So first off, we'll look at Trail of Ruin here, and either this or Unbound Chaos needs to be baseline, so we can actually play both at the same time to make Death Sweep and Blade Dance a viable button to press, because right now we're back in that 2-button rotation and it feels really bad to play. Blade Dance is, you know, a baseline ability. It's a 7-second cooldown that we normally should press all the time. At this point, it has 0 value to press, besides on Halandris when we're playing a really weird build and where the boss is like just set up in a really weird way. Our set bonus even buffs Death Sweep and Blade Dance, and we still don't press it. Trail of Ruin or Unbound Chaos, one of these needs to be baseline so we can play both at the same time. Or if we go down 2 rows below that, we look at Cycle of Hatred and First Blood. One of these should be baseline, just so we can press one of our buttons that is just not a viable option to press right now during raid, except in really weird situations. Even in AoE, you really don't even want to press Death Sweep unless, you know, it's 10 targets plus, and it just feels really bad. So one of these need to be baseline. either row, maybe one from each row, but one of these definitely needs to be baseline for sure, so we can actually press Death Sweep without any repercussions. Another option is you could change Cycle of Hatred to where Death Sweep reduces the cooldown of I-Beam by 3 seconds, and then Chaos Strike reduces it by 2 seconds maybe, or maybe 1.5 seconds. Those are my suggestions for the talents. Another suggestion is Dancing with Fate Conduit. So in 9.15, this conduit got a buff, a pretty substantial buff, and it actually made it a viable conduit to use. But with the current build that we're using, you don't really use this at all, unless it's a fortified dungeon, and even then, you only run it on certain dungeons. Most of the time, you're going to be playing double potency, you know, Relentless Onslaught with Growing Inferno, and then Dauntless Duelist. You're basically just playing boss damage, and to be honest, our boss damage really isn't that good compared to some other classes like, you know, Demo or, you know, Rogue. Our boss damage is just, you know, it's on par with other classes, but that's the only thing we're good at. The change I would make to this conduit is maybe having the last 2 slashes of Blade Dance deal additional 80% damage, or whatever the number would be. That is one change that could be made. Maybe make this baseline come 10.0, or maybe just add that into First Blood to where, you know, First Blood has an effect on the AoE damage rather than just the first target hit. That could help our AoE a lot, because, you know, we really struggle with AoE right now. Or honestly, they could just buff I-Beam. If they buffed I-Beam to do a little bit more damage, or if they changed the damage scaling when you actually use I-Beam and AoE, if they tuned it up a little bit, that would help out a lot. There's multiple changes that can be made for Demon Hunter. You know, it's a pretty sleeper spec right now. And I think, you know, for it being one of the most played specs in the game, it definitely deserves more love than it actually gets. But yeah, those are my suggestions. Hopefully we'll see some changes to Demon Hunter soon. Maybe some buffs after 9.2.5 is released. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave a comment. If you want to join my Discord and ask me anything there, I'll probably get back to you faster. There's a link in the description. If you want my UI, join my Discord, sub to me on Twitch, all that. But yeah, until next time, hope you guys enjoy the video. Peace.